I'm going to start this lesson by showing you the end result. Namely, see how the smoke looks like it's coming from behind this building. And look at this example where the smoke and fire remain inside the window, kind of like behind the glass that hasn't broken yet. This is a topic called masking. When I look at what those appear in the edit like, you'll see these funny shapes we're going to get to know as masks. What's important here to see is that we have the full effect, and we're just going to be cutting off parts of that effect when we apply what we call our mask. So let's go back to our original Wayne Street. Let's go over to our Alpha Bravo location, and let's put in now our smoke. I'm going to put smoke over here, and I'm going out. This is the beginning. I'm going to say, let me make our smoke start like this. Now I don't really want it to come from this window. I want it to look like it's coming from the rear of the building. Now if I just did something like this or did something like that, it might be sufficient, but still it really wouldn't look as good, and you really wouldn't know whether it's coming from the corner or from the rear of the building. That's why masking is so important, to give accurate visuals to where the source of the smoke or fire is. So I'm going to stick it over here, and then I'm going to cut off the bottom part of the smoke. I cut off the bottom part of the smoke using the mask. I go to Utility, and then I say Mask, and it comes up as a diamond in the corner and then a square. Now what's going to happen with the mask by default is it's going to cut out whatever I see inside this shape. So if I show you what this looks like right now, let me select this and I hit play, and you see nothing's cut out. Why? I just told you you're going to cut things out. Well, that's because I have to tell the mask first what to apply to. So I have to click here, and that big diamond is so it's easy to select. And I go to the properties and say which to mask. So this is where I tell it what item should I be masking. And I'm going to be masking gray turbulent to smoke. So I hit yes. Notice how one mask could apply to several items. Now when I actually do play, you'll see how it cuts off very cleanly where that boundary of the mask happens to be. So now all I have to do is adjust the boundary so it aligns with the edge of the roof. So I click on the mask again. I'm editing the mask. I go here and say mask boundary now. And now I want to see the edge of my house, but I'm not sure exactly where it is. So I can shut off the other elements other than the mask, and now I can see. Now I want to get this edge, but I only have 4 points. Well, not really. I can use this plus button. Once I hit plus, now I hit near where I want to create a new vertex, a new point. And so now I can adjust it to fit the roof line exactly. When I hit there, now you'll see how I'm only going to be showing outside of what this shape is, and that's why this is a little bit opaque, in sort of a red. So now when I hit play, you'll see I get my nice line, and this is an extremely powerful and useful technique for really accurately showing where your smoke, fire, other effects are originating. Let's now take a look at how to put my smoke and fire inside the frame instead of showing how to do it outside of that shape. Well, the first step is going to be adding in let me add my flame in here. I'm just going to put that over here. I'm going to turn that upside down. I'm going to now I could, of course, go here and try and then use my opacity to bring down the transparency of it, but I'm not contained in the window. Let me also put in some smoke. I'm going to say let's have some turbulent smoke here. I'll reverse it a little bit. Let me shrink it. And I have to put it behind the fire, so I'm going to use my visual order to have it drop below. I'm going to also make it a little bit less opaque, more transparent. And so clearly, if I left it like this, the fire would not be contained inside of the house. So I need something to block off everything outside of the frame. Again, I'm going to use my mask. I'm going to Utility Mask. The problem now with using the mask like we learned over in the rear of the house is that I can't block off everything at once. I can't extend this in such a way to capture everything. And I can't also use multiple masks to apply. So what I'm going to do here, first again, talking about applying, I'm going to say which do I want to mask. I'm going to be masking gray turbulent and basic fire. Those are the new elements that I added. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of saying the mask boundary and trying to fit it, which I wouldn't be able to fit it to surround, I can click here in mask type. Mask type turns the shape from block everything inside to what we call a portal, block everything outside. So now, and only things that show up inside this shape, and I can also still add my points if I wanted to. I could go to mask boundary. You see I still have plus or minus would be to remove a point, or this square would be to return the number of vertices to 4. So it's a simple square in case your shape gets a little too complicated. So now with the portal, and if I now move my portal down, forgot I have to now go to mask boundary and move this down. So I'm going to move it down over here, use this, I'm going to go here to bring this down over there. Now when I hit done and I hit play, you'll see I get it's the smoke and fire only within the mask portal, or within the portal. Whereas when I use the mask type of mask, I got it outside. I'll show you that one last time. So this is a regular mask, which means that the smoke, fire, whatever effects will only get blocked inside the shape. This is called a portal. It's a mask, but it's set to be a mask type of portal, and that says block everything outside of the shape. So with the combination of these two types of mask, you can do very complex visual manipulation to show exactly where your smoke, fire, or other effects originate. And this masking works on all the different effects and plugins, not just smoke and fire. A very powerful technique. I would recommend you starting simply and build your skills in doing this. One last little tip: if you want to do some precise modeling, now I'm actually modifying it here. It says CS mask 1. If I want to modify some of these vertices and I don't want to use my cursor, my mouse, I can go to mask boundary, click here, and now use on Windows and Mac my arrow keys on the keyboard to move the points pixel by pixel for really accurate boundary modeling. There's one caveat with masks, unlike other plugins. If you copy a mask, so I go here and copy, that will be able to be pasted into other scenes. However, the items that are being masked, so in this case this smoke, or if you were copying this mask and then this smoke and fire, the items that are being masked will not automatically be applied to the mask. So if you copy and paste a mask, the shape will come across, but not which elements. You'll have to reassign which elements the mask should apply to.